Hello, we're back. We're back from Trauma Town, heading into still Trauma Town. We're not leaving Trauma Town today. Sorry, kids.
We're on the loop road.
Yep.
Groundhog Day of trauma.
But everybody's here tonight. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Let's start with who we are. I don't know, the person. Let's do the person I'm most excited about because Bison's back.
Hi,
Yay!
I am back. I was in the hospital for a bit, a lot of bits. It sucked, but I'm okay now, sort of. And I'm hoping to be here 3 nights a week. On Thursday, I play Encino, our Dragonborn Paladin, soon to be Paladin, maybe something else. He's gone up north. He went back to Canada, eh? But he's gonna have some stuff on Thursdays on our D&D 5e campaign, King's Pyrite. On Saturday, I play Sid Brimlock, the I can't believe I got stuck with a desk job engineer. On our necrobiotic radio drama, because that's what I believe it to be, Dead to Rights. And normally, under previous circumstances, on Tuesdays, I run a Cyberpunk Red game, but I'm not ready for that yet. On to Bat Kyle.
Howdy, folks. It's your friendly neighborhood Bat Cow here. You can find me also on Thursdays playing the holder of the brain cell and the spiker of his own blood pressure, Badges Newth, in our King's Pyrite campaign. He's so fed up with being the hero. He tries so hard not to be. Then you can find me here every Monday playing everybody's favorite stoner half-demon oracle, Jacob King. Other than that, you can't find me anywhere else because social media just drains the life out of you. Over to Luna.
Hi, I'm Luna. I play May, our neurotic, manically depressed, as we've found out here, witchling with her magical mishaps and her murderous bitch of a mom. I can't really be found anywhere else. This is my home now. Welcome in.
Hi guys, I'm Meta, and I missed a lot last week. You also can't find me really anywhere else except for here on Dirty 20 Gaming every Monday night playing our lovely Slayer, Ash Lexington. However, and I know I've said it in the past, but this time I'm serious. Stay tuned next week for an announcement. But for right now, I'm just in our Discord, which is a great place to be. I know that producer Kevin already put the list link there. And it's a great place to be. We're a great community. And back to Director Chris.
Me. I am Chris, aka Wayward Knight, on the interwebs. I do a lot of things. I direct this game on Monday nights. I also play Felicity Caldwell on Saturday nights in Dead to Rights. I'm an artist. I put my art on the internet. I also host a podcast called Professional Questers, where I interview people in the TTRPG world about the characters they play, and then I flip the script and interview the characters themselves. So you can check that out. Hey, it worked first time. Here. Without further ado, here's Kevin. Nope.
I appreciate you switching it up and trying to get him from a different angle, but
One of these days.
Character art, courtesy of Hero Forge. Background image, courtesy of Pixabay. Gotta get that out there for Kyle. And let's do a very interesting recap here. Things happened last week. To give Ash as much of a chance to react raw to what's going to go down tonight. I'm going to be a little vaguer than I normally am in the recap, but we'll say this. Ye had his first session of supernatural therapy and got off to a rocky start. A lot of time went by, and this is something that I kind of didn't touch on really adequately last week. A lot of time went by, and it was just weirdly plain. It was quiet. There was anticipation, suspense, a strange, uneasy boredom as you all kind of waited for the other shoe to drop. A strange kind of quietness filled the group as Julian seemed absorbed in his own quest to solve the Slayer deaths and gain even the littlest bit of information on this cruciamentum thing, whatever it is. Ash and Ye were sent out on patrols as usual, but even then nothing was out of the ordinary, just, vampires and the usual. But there was no word from Jack. Absolutely nothing for over a month. And that's where we picked up after that time skip. So when that second shoe finally did fall, it came in the form of more grave news and a minor freak out from Julian, both of which were witnessed solely by Ye. That afternoon, May was minding her own business when a woman showed up at their door claiming to be May's mother, but possessing powerful technomancy, which May was not aware her mother possessed. May slammed the door on her mother's fingers, and the whole neighborhood learned some Polish from Nana. However, May's mother was able to use whatever powers she had to send messages to May's phone, stating that she knew where May's friend, Jack, was. May texted a 911 to the group chat, and Ye and Julian rushed over. Ye and May had a heart-to-heart while Nana made cookies. When given the opportunity to lick the bowl and spoon, they found out that to their chagrin, there was accidental magic in the cookie dough. And that's where we lift the curtain with a butt-naked Ye whose clothes turned into dust, and a May whose skin has become steel.
Can I borrow somebody's phone? I need to call somebody to get some clothes over here. Anybody?
Ash,
Phone,
you have
phone,
received.
phone.
Ash, you have received that 911 text in the group chat
From May?
from May. Yep.
Just out of character, can I ask how long the text between the 911 text happened and Naked Ye and Steel May went down?
Oh gosh. It all kind of went quickly.
So maybe like an hour? Maybe?
Yeah, not
Does
even.
that track?
Maybe like
I was gonna say half an
yeah.
hour.
Half an hour.
Yeah, I was gonna say
45
like a
minutes.
half hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yale'll take the
Um,
phone when it's given to him and just like, there's one person
Or
he
she
feels
just
like he
yeets
can.
it at your face like.
Ah! All right.
Ash
he's
has
not
not
even-
answered the 911. Just
Yeah,
FYI.
no. Ye's just gonna text. They're like, Ash, it's Ye. My clothes have magically vanished. I'm on May's couch. This was Nana's fault. But I don't have any extra clothes in my car, and they definitely don't have anything that fits me here. So if you could pop by my place, I think you have my extra. Oh, I think you have my extra key. and grab something for me to wear and then head over to May's, I would appreciate it. Possibly before May burst a blood vessel in her nose. Thanks.
There's just the thumbs up reaction from Ash, and that is it.
Yep.
And probably about like, let's see, from there to Yays to Nana's, stopping for clothes. I'm gonna go probably like 25-ish minutes later, maybe. There's Ash kind of like knocks on the door, but then like opens it, right? Like that, like, hey, I'm familiar here type of like, because it's Ash, right? Walks in, smoothie in hand, of course. Slurps, looks at Yay, totally unabashed.
Yeah.
They go, they've been there before. Just goes, rookie mistake, no clothes in the car. And literally just throws clothes at Yay. And then goes, looks at me, goes, not rookie mistake. Nana?
Yep. And he's just gonna stand up and
Nana's
start
just-
putting clothes on right there. He's not even gonna shield and shuffle to the bathroom or anything. He's like, all right.
It just like you hear clink clink as her steel hands just click over her face. Like,
Yeah. And again, Ash will say, yeah, sorry, modesty, not there.
No.
We'll come back to you, because that's
Well, there's
weird.
something important here also, Ash. May's mom showed up. That was a whole thing, but she said she knows where Jack is and can get him out if we help her.
She's still here?
No, she's gone for now. We can call her. But I hate her, and I kind of wanted to fold
Ooh.
her car around her like a tin can.
Okay, I hate her too then. Solid. Okay, good to know. Nana, how this? And like points to May.
You're
Cookies.
hearing like yeah, Nana's just like okay, so you're hearing like the sounds of her like cleaning up in the kitchen, and you can smell the cookies starting to bake and stuff, and Nana just goes oopsie from
So
the
Ash
kitchen.
is gonna look at May and go, we will come back to you. We will fix you. I will be right back. And then go into the kitchen, because they have like their like shoulder bag with them, and go, Nana, spoons? Spoons? Is that what happened?
Sure, that's what happened. Yeah. Oh, yep. It was the spoons. Julian, why aren't you
There's-
doing your job? You're supposed to keep track of the spoons.
Oh,
Did you shoot this on purpose?
important out of character question: was that curse like just destroying only the clothes you wear, or is it you can't wear clothes for a day or whatever? Because all of these seem to have ongoing effects. So I just kind of wanted to
Out
touch
of
base with
character,
it.
it's just your clothes disintegrated.
Okay.
Did you do this on purpose, Nana? Tell me. I'm a slayer. You have to tell me.
Oh, you're cute. You think that works like that?
It does work like that, Nana.
you were told.
Nana, I will throw you into the hellmouth. Did you do this on purpose?
Oh, you couldn't throw me into the hellmouth. Oh, but that's cute that you think you could.
Watch
Anyway,
me try. Do you want to go?
why don't
Nana?
you?
Go. It's like clearly a joke. And then but
yeah.
also Ash does pull out from her bag the handheld label makers and goes, Nana, you're gonna use this, okay? You're gonna use this.
What is this? If you're trying to get me to learn how to use a cell phone, that's not going to. It never works.
Yeah, no. So next Saturday we're coming back over and we're gonna label everything for you. Magic spoon, cookie spoon, sauce spoon. Okay.
I don't think it'll work. And then what if I What if one of the spoons is dirty and I need to use a different spoon and just like
Soap? It exists?
you know, I will try for you because you're cute. Anyway,
Okay. Can we go
be with your friends.
unsteal your granddaughter? Like, can we do that?
That'll wear off. That'll wear off.
In how?
Hold on. Yeah, like a couple hours.
Okay.
Well, what we're probably not going to solve everything in an hour, and yes, I can hear you all in
Yeah.
there.
Oh yeah. Like you just hear like Ash like going at Nana for like a little bit, and then just like heavy pregnant pause, and just the. Okay.
What's the melting point of steel?
Like,
And
Ash is just like
Meg's face underneath
really.
is just like.
Ash is also like very conflicted because like usually their sass gets some sort of reaction from some sort of people, right? And it's very rare that Ash is faced with somebody who just could not give a about their sass, right?
Yep.
And just like, yep. So it's just like, okay. And then like points to Julian like, you, me. Like the like later.
No, you both now. Ash, Julian,
Oh no,
come in the
no.
room,
I
please.
mean, Ash is like you, me. We're talking later to Julian. Like
Oh, okay.
we're gonna talk later. Type of like motion, like me. You know, and then like let's go. And back into the room with a hopefully clothed Ye and an unable to blush May.
Yep. He's like, I probably should have thrown the shirt out. It's very tight, but I suppose it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it might be mine. Sorry.
No worries, no worries. It works for now.
I mean, it's fine. I've already seen you with that one for a while. You've come over and done a bunch of stuff without a shirt on, but the pants have become nice.
I can do stuff without pants too. Is that the issue or?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just like a rubbing of the temples of Ash, and just you hear Ash say, and Nana says, I'm cute. Okay.
Okay. She's adorable. I'm not gonna lie. But right now, Julian, my friend, you just unload here, because I know what's going on, and Ash needs to hear it too.
Julian's actually been he was actually glued to his phone while you and May were having this heart to heart. He almost didn't notice what went on until people started like talking and raising their voices and freaking out. And then he looked up and was very like, what the fuck did I miss? But he puts his phone down. Ash, make me a perception notice.
Imagine Julian says that out loud. Just perception notice. Can I get a +1 to that because Ash and Julian spent more time together over a break, potentially training, or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I click it +1, or do I do +1
Yes.
to in the modifier box? Is that what I do? Yes.
You can do either.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna add 1 to the roll because the modifier box
good.
scares me. That's gonna be an
Okay.
11.
Okay, that's cool. That's enough.
Okay.
It has gotten to the point where it's not hard to notice. Julian looks kind of gaunt. There are some bags under his eyes. He looks very fraught, and you kind of realized that it's been several weeks since you like saw him smile. And it's been a couple days since he's actively talked to you outside of like training and stuff, and things. He says, Ash, there's been a development in the Slayers dying cases. You don't know this particular Slayer, but all obvious signs point to her ending her own life for, among other reasons, disliking her role as a Slayer and resenting her I'm gonna be honest with you, it's devastating and I don't know if you want to hear everything or not. Long story short though, the Watchers Council hasn't been I personally feel that the Watchers Council has not been doing their due diligence in investigating these deaths, and this apparent suicide does not sit well with me, and it does not sit well with her Watcher either. Her Watcher was very close with her, and she loved her job. She took it very seriously, and he swears up and down she would never have done that. And personally, I mean, I have been a Watcher for a very long time, but I've never met or heard of a Slayer who resented their job so much that they would do that. And again, I am not a psychologist. I don't know the foggiest thing about mental health, but I feel like I'm letting you down. I feel like I'm letting you all down. I haven't found anything on any of this. We're coming up with absolutely nothing. It feels like something is actively trying to stop us.
Julian, we had to ask the fucking moon to get what information we had. The moon. Like a person of nearly incomprehensible magical power could only say, I've heard about this in the past. Could not give us any details. So the fact that you and your wife are coming up dry on this is not a personal failure. My dude. You are throwing are you have you thrown everything you can think of at it? Every resource? Yes. I know you well enough to know that you have. So yeah, it sucks that there's no information. And I am scared for my friend, but you are not failing here. This feels like something big. Because it's not just, oh, one Slayer was mysteriously killed by a weak vampire. This is a conspiracy, and one person, two people, generally do not have a lot of luck breaking conspiracies.
You're not letting me down, if that counts.
Jillian is starting to suspect that she's getting into very deep waters if she keeps pressing the way she is in the research. And quite frankly, I am getting very concerned for the safety of my family, and I'm just at a loss. I'm at a complete loss.
So maybe we should help with research and Jillian should take a step back so that the people who are supposed to wade into deep waters wade into them, and let's pull her back a little bit. But you're not letting me down. And if the watchers aren't doing their job, then we'll just have to do it for them.
I was gonna say what else is new, but that's yeah, that works too. But we protect the innocent, and your family is exactly that. So we'll figure this out. There are other places to look, other resources, uh, but yeah, don't put your family at risk for this. Because if it goes that deep, they shouldn't be in the crosshairs.
I am going to um there would be no reason for me to have ever told you this, and I know for a fact I haven't told you this, but I met Jillian in college. I was studying as an exchange student in England, and she was the daughter of one of my professors, uh, who turned out to be a watcher. And Jillian turned out to be a watcher in training. We fell in love, and she kind of roped me into the whole watching thing. Um, the thing about Jillian, though, she was trained from a very young age to be a potential slayer. So she can be a bit stubborn, to put it frankly. She is not gonna stop, which is what really concerns me.
If I have to look at her in the eyes and tell her how much you love her and tell her how much she matters, but that if she gets cut on her arm, she's going to take 5 days to heal, and give her the hard truth of that she's not a slayer, unless she is and you've been hiding it from us this whole time, which would be kind of weird. But
She's not.
I will do that because sometimes it's easier to ignore the people you love the most.
And we can also threaten to hide all your tea if she doesn't back off.
That too.
There's one thing that she could do that I'm very hesitant to ask her to do because I know she won't like it, but she'll do it. I'm I need to go make a phone call. And he uh without even like glancing at you guys for any kind of approval or excusal. He just stands up and walks out of the room through the kitchen into another side room, like an office or something that is mostly used for storing Nana's charms or whatever. In the meantime, you are left with yourselves to absorb the information that you have just learned.
So I've got this, and we need to rescue Jack.
Well, at least we have some type of way to help Jack. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to try a bit harder to solve what's ever happening with the Slayers. Ash, have those charms been working for you?
Have they, director?
You have not experienced any like
Oh,
attacks on you or your family.
I mean, like the things that were happening before, are those still happening, or
Bad dreams and all.
You haven't had
they were
any
just
like
bad dreams.
more, premonition style dreams. You have dreams that you can definitely identify are like trauma flashbacks, but like they don't feel like the premonition style dreams that were
Ash,
like
okay.
really creeping you out.
Okay. Have they had any other Wiggins happen, or no?
Weirdly, no. Except when you were at the smoothie shop, but it was like very light and you couldn't like really place it. And then you had to leave the smoothie shop and because of the 911 text, and it was just like
Chris, don't you
very
touch
brief.
Smoothie Boy.
Oh,
Don't you
no.
touch Smoothie Boy.
Smoothie
Don't
Boy's
you do
brain,
doomed.
my brain literally was just like, oh my god.
Don't you do anything to Smoothie Boy.
It's gonna mysteriously vanish, turn up as a vampire 3 weeks later.
Season 3 big bad coming your way, Smoothie Boy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Alright.
Ash will look at May and say, yeah, they have. And I don't know if like there's a thing as like charms and words working like too well, but things have been weirdly really just normal.
Well,
Like
I don't know what that is.
maybe like calm before the storm. I don't know, but things have been weirdly I feel like so imagine your entire life but the polar opposite up until about 6 months ago. 6, 9, is that where we're at? Out of character. I think that is.
We're at about 4 or 5.
Okay. Up until about 4 or 5 months ago. So like whatever your life was, just like the complete other end of the spectrum. Right. That's weirdly how things have been feeling. And then I have to go pretend to hunt vampires that aren't attacking anything. That's how it's felt. And it's weird because everything has been so not normal that now normal feels weird. So that's, I don't know if there's a thing as charms and words working too well, but if there is, that's where we're at.
does Nana have any like ghost banishment charms or anything? Because I'm not necessarily trusting exactly what your what she said is going on, but just in case, can't really punch ghosts. And that's all I'm really good for.
Well, there was supposed to be, and then Lacey kind of showed up in my bedroom, so guess they're not working, but it's kind of what I've spent my whole month doing. And she holds up that book she had before.
Well,
Wait, I'm
yeah.
sorry. Out of character, did Ye learn about Lacey?
Yes,
I mean,
he
like,
did.
I mean, I knew that we like learned about Lacey like the first time where Ash and Ye were like poking at him, but like,
Yeah. No, Ye
Yeah,
actually learned more about Lacey last
gotcha.
session.
Okay.
He
I
and
just
they
like
had a
didn't
talk.
know if Ash should have more knowledge than they do.
No,
out of character. Okay,
no.
gotcha. Thank you.
Yep. Well, that does kind of suck because I feel like these may be similar. I mean, if it's a spirit tied to a specific person, that makes it a lot harder to dispel or keep them out of wherever that person is.
Well, Ash, if you want, you can always have some sleepovers over here.
Yay, sleepovers! We can have
So
Didn't
pillow
invite
fights
you.
and eat popcorn and talk about boys.
I mean,
You're
Or
the only
girls.
boy I know.
there is a like
You
literally
just
like
reach
a
over and just kind of.
audible like
I'm so
Clank,
of
sorry.
clank,
Ash's
clank.
head like towards May, like you know, and then like we're gonna, you know what? I'm like we're gonna go out. Just don't worry about it. We're gonna go out. And like you may not be boys, but like that's fine. Like you need to be out more.
May looks at her steely hands.
You're just cosplaying as a gender bent Colossus. It's fine.
And like by the time we go out, it'll be gone. And like it's a cool party trick if it happens again. Yeah.
Yeah, just maybe try to avoid my
everybody,
party trick.
Yeah. I
everybody
mean,
make. Oh no, keep going.
no, I mean, Ash was like, yeah, bodies are bodies. Like out loud, that's blue Ash says. The bodies are bodies.
It was blue.
At that, Ash goes,
Yeah, remember May can
things I
see
didn't
through.
need to know. Things I didn't need to know.
They can see
Thank
my
you,
demon
though.
side. So
Yeah. And like so
yeah.
I just said like, things I didn't need to know. But
And it's got like the
thank you.
silvery tattoo thing. Oh,
Yeah,
you
do you
didn't
know
need
the
to know.
tattoos
Okay.
go? Yeah.
Okay. I mean, good to know for maybe nothing, but you know, thank you for that because now we can share in
Okay,
that
talk
trauma
about
all
something
together. We can share that trauma all together. That sounds
Yes.
great.
Okay, so anyway, I was gonna actually ask Julian if he knew more about the kind of spirits that could, affect electronics.
Make me a perception notice check, all of you, all three of you.
15.
1 or 10 for one success.
I got a 12.
So I have 4
12.
successes.
Okay. So, yay, you don't hear anything. May, all you can hear is just like kind of a raised voice from the hallway, and Ash, what you hear is desperate times call for desperate measures, Jillian. If you don't feel safe, come here for a while after you do it. Then bring her with you. She can stay with my parents if she has to. And then you hear him hang up. And then he comes back into the kitchen and just kind of sits in the chair, puts his hand in his face in his hands, and he just looks so defeated.
So like if I'm not allowed to do detrimental things to my being without telling you, I feel like the same rules should apply. So out with it.
we're getting Jillian's dad involved.
Oh,
I'm gonna have a second watcher.
the Watcher Prime.
Not the Watcher Prime, but he has been doing it longer. And he knows more than both of us combined. But he's very tight-lipped.
If I'm
So
about
we
to have
have
a
a
British
plan.
man smack my hand with a ruler, I will smack your forehead with a ruler.
No, no, no. He is not coming here. And you can like see like Julian's like visible trauma in that. No, a little scarier than that actually. Jillian is going to get him drunk. It's always a fun time.
I mean, is he more loose-lipped when he's drunk?
That's the whole. It's kind of our last resort. Other
Should we bring
than
Nana?
This is going on in England.
And you
Remember.
think Nana can't just get to... Okay.
No, I don't want. Never the twain shall meet on this one.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
say,
Nana
well,
and the Watcher should mix.
Yeah, no, that's gonna go bad for somebody, and it's probably gonna be the Watchers. Let's, for now, since that's just a thing that we can't do anything about, let's pivot. Jack was being haunted, according to She Who Will Not Be Named. And whatever was haunting him is now haunting her too, or at least is aware of her, and she's scared. That's why she showed up. That's why we have this 911 here. She knows where Jack is, according to her, and she knows how we can get him out of whatever he's in, which is apparently related to this haunting, but only if we can help her too. Now, I'd like to just kind of put this out there. He's going to take out the business card. She's government spook. A supernatural government spook of some sort.
I mean, I feel like they're all supernatural government spooks, but continue.
Jack wasn't.
She crushed Ye's phone while it was in his pocket.
She did. Admittedly, I did threaten to fold her car around her.
Which, thank you. Much appreciated.
But yeah, she did that, so some sort of witchery or technomancy or whatever. Do you know anything about a kind of ghost that could do something like this? Wait, out of character, Bison, how much did Jack tell the rest of the group about what was bothering him, if at all?
He kept that under wraps. I don't even think he told Julian, but Julian knew something was wrong. And Cheryl definitely had a better idea than any of y'all.
Yeah. But Cheryl left.
Yeah.
Too good.
I mean, there's nothing stopping after being like, hey, so we're dealing with this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, is it as bad as like signing our soul over to the devil or worse?
Would
This
I
is
know
a question
you
for
said
May.
the very beginning, Chris, that she got like the faintest glimpse. Would she be able to even like kind of identify what was happening with Jack?
When they
Oh,
met.
May. Yeah. So you would have been able to tell that there was something associating itself with Jack, but you kind of only got like a very faint silhouette of a thing.
Yeah.
There was no
saying
like
there
communication, there was no like facial features or anything. It was very faint.
I remember you saying it was like just something in his shadow.
Mm-hmm. Before Jack had to leave.
Had to go.
Which actually is probably worse, because that means if whatever this is in his shadow, it's too attached to him, which means it could be stronger than most regular ghosties, which is why Alice wants me to do something about this, but not really up on big exorcisms. I got like the tiny stuff down and been kind of practicing, but
I have to ask, and you'll have to pardon me for not knowing the spirit world super well, but can your ghost handle his ghost? Like, can they ghost fight? I don't know how this works.
when's the last time that I've seen Lacey?
Weirdly, since you asked her to leave your bedroom, she hasn't been around. Roll me just a d10.
4.
You kind of wait because sometimes you realize that when you think about her, sometimes she'll show up, but she doesn't this time.
I don't know. We kind of had a thing a while ago, and I haven't seen her, so I don't know. I really don't want to get her involved anyways. I kind of already ruined her regular life. I don't want to ruin her afterlife.
Well,
Now you hear the pop.
and he's like, well, I don't know if this would count as ruining. Even if she can't fight, maybe she can tell us something. Let
From the
her help
corner,
you.
you hear, it wouldn't really ruin my afterlife.
So, could you?
I mean, it would depend on how powerful this ghost is. I mean, I'm already dead. I can't be more dead.
Well, technically, your soul can be torn into shreds and then tossed into the ether, and you cease to exist. So, I'd rather not have that.
Weren't you trying
I
to
feel
banish her? Because you can hear this part of it. So he's
Right,
like, weren't you trying to
actually,
banish her just a little bit ago?
She's here right now.
Yeah.
Lacey gets up and goes over, and she sits on like the back of the couch and just kind of chills there, and she says, know if I should be the one to deal with it though. Like, you were always better at talking with people. I would just like, I wouldn't know what to say, you know?
Not really my thing anymore. Surprised that I can even. You know what? It doesn't matter. And she'll turn back to the group and just be like, don't know. I think we need to talk to Alice and see what they know, because she said that whatever this thing is has been messing with them. Messing with what? I don't know. If it's just something to do with Jack. I don't know if it's something to do with whatever they're doing. I don't care. But we need information.
Well, I think we all suspected that Jack was a government spook of some sort himself.
I mean,
I
he's
did-
totally not a cop, so
He's not a cop,
Yeah.
but I also didn't buy that whole, Shadow Mennonite Council
what was that?
from the
What was
start.
that?
That's
You go talk to my youth pastor.
they discussed world domination during their quilting circle. Yeah, no, it's so that's not surprising me that Jack might be tied up in all this, but um
How else would he have known so much about what he did?
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Could have been, rogue demon hunter, but I don't know about that either.
If Jack can almost sacrifice himself to try to seal the Hellmouth, I think we can go a lot further to save him from whatever he's dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess, do we call her? Or do you want to try and meet somewhere?
I feel like probably somewhere public is better. Probably without
if-
my Nana around.
What if I go meet her? She doesn't know me. Like,
You
you guys
don't-
can be there
Probably
for
knows-
backup.
Ash, she probably knows everything about you.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Technomancer can go through everything electronic, all of your socials,
There's
all
a
your
gasp. and
records,
Ash
everything.
looks at Yay, and Julian goes, "Oh, there's the scripts? Tell me the scripts were no.
No, this wasn't about the scripts.
Okay. Well, I mean, they were weird techno things. So
They were, but they
just-
more broke it. This is she could probably reach into May's phone, see that, we have been talking to May, trace that back, hack all of your social media, find out
I
your
mean, what government spook non-central can't do that? Nothing is secret. I don't care.
I
She
think
doesn't
most
scare
of them
me.
wouldn't care about us, but what about that? So we need some sort of public neutral ground. What about that smoothie place?
There's just a look from Ash. Like, that is
I mean,
my
I-
safe place.
But your smoothies always look so good.
That's why I bring them to people. You can't have it. It's mine.
Okay, fine. Do you want to do the stereotypical 2 a.m. IHOP meeting?
It's Denny's, but yes.
I was kind of feeling pancakes, but
I mean, we could do pancake. Waffle House?
Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake.
All right.
Luna's having flashbacks to Steak and Shake. I had a date that went wild after we went to Steak and Shake.
There's just like this very back and forth between Ash and Leah of like, I have no Denny's, but Waffle House, Steak and Shake, Steak and Shake.
Yeah.
So like Steak and Shake?
But-
Maybe not like 2 a.m. though. I feel like daylight might be better.
Well, we don't want it too busy because we have to discuss things that we don't want regular people to know.
5 a.m.?
The pre-breakfast crowd?
Yeah, like that's just like the drunk people who are still too drunk to pay attention, and the people who are way too early to be awake enough to pay attention. But it's also almost daylight.
Does Nana have any conversation bubble charms, like Cone of Silence or anything? May, do you have any of those? Something you could, little spell you could cast to encapsulate?
Nana! Nana, you have any bubble of silence things?
I do wards mostly and charms.
You're
Have you
also friends
looked
with the
in my
sun
books?
and the moon, so like I don't really believe you.
It might be in the book somewhere. Cookies are ready, and she brings in a plate full of cookies.
Ash, don't eat one.
Yay immediately just grabs a cookie.
Oh yeah, Ash is already in the cookies. I'm sorry.
Are we rolling? Or was that only for the batter?
Nah. The magic seems to have baked off in the oven.
It's like alcohol in cooking.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ash is just
No,
like
Nana specifically got us. with the cookie dough.
Yeah.
She just sprinkled a little on that.
Yeah, I could see Nana going, well, maybe this will push her in the right direction. Doodly doodly. Make clothes vanish again. Everybody clothes go away. Well, maybe not Julian, not this one. Everybody else.
Yeah, Julian on normal cookie dough.
There's nothing to hide behind if no clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
You took the wrong ones.
That is truth and naked.
Maybe
But no,
one.
he'll still nail some cookies and be like, okay, so do you want to just text your mom, meet at the Steak and Shake out on 40th and Palmer at 5 a.m.? I'm sorry, text
guess.
her. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, do we not refer to? Okay, got it. Yep, understood.
Yeah,
We
May
don't generally-
will take her phone back out and just kind of very just like 5 a.m. Steak and Shake. Text the address.
What if we sent the sheep?
Don't respond.
It's-
I mean,
Uh,
there's like the big
you
herd, there's the
all-
big sheepies. We could just put it
You
together.
all get responses on your phones.
My phone is
Oh,
a
except
scrap
yay.
plastic. I was gonna say, if
Except
I get a
yay.
reply on that, I'm gonna be impressed and angry.
So May
Doodle-doot.
and
Ash wants to poke the bear so bad, and I'm
And
trying to figure out as
honestly-
a player if they would.
honestly, even Julian, gets a it gets a text and it basically says, it's a counter offer. What did you guys decide on? Denny's?
Steak and Shake.
Steak and
Steak
Shake,
and Shake 5 a.m.
Steak and Shake 5 a.m.
Steak and Shake 5 a.m. It's a counter offer. It is a little cafe. Ash, you know this cafe.
This is the cafe. This is Ash, mile away. Anyways, ready.
Ash, you know this cafe. But it is it's this little cafe and she it says address after hours 10 o'clock, meet there or meet nowhere.
Ash will respond and say,
May holds back from like, I said DNR, you dumb bitch. But May's like,
Ash
You bug
will
my
respond.
cafe, I swear to Christ.
So if that's the actual response, Ash is going to poke the bear now because like that's the response. Because Ash also didn't send a that text came from May to Shihuna.
May didn't send it. She's like,
No, but like May sent the text
oh,
originally,
I
and
got
then
you. I got you.
Shihuna shall not be named respond to everybody. Right. So there's a response from Ash that is a little clip of a video that's on a boomerang, right? And it just back and forth, like over and over and over again. And then afterwards, no, Ash, no, never mind. No, I'm like, would they do that? Maybe not.
Nice.
But it's just a boomerang, and like everybody watches Ash record it of just. Like,
May gives you
and
a
then
hug.
You get a second text and it says there are reasons I can tell you when you get there. And then
and there's a gif of the ooh spook from Ash with the middle finger. And then it just goes on do not disturb and the phone is turned off.
So we're actually going to leave that there for now.
Yeah, Jen makes a great point. Let's rack up the bill.
We're gonna rewind about a month, a little over a month.
Oh, look, I've got my phone back.
Jack,
Ugh.
you were in the library meeting the young lady from Ye's Visions when you had to take a call. You've been ordered to report to Quantico. Unspecific reasons, but a direct order from John. In fact, when you exit the university, there is already a car waiting for you, complete with 2 agents to accompany you.
At least you didn't opt for the black van. It's got seatbelts in this one. Am I sitting in the back or the front?
You can sit wherever you like, as long as you don't try to leave.
Seeing as both of you guys are packing and I don't have a ballistic plate on, it looks like I don't have a choice.
Wise assessment. And they're just like, have that deadpan agent look. So you go with them, I assume.
Yeah. He sits up front. Make them sit pitch.
They drive without making any pit stops and arrive at an unmarked building behind like a copse of trees on some land that you know belongs to your branch of the government. They take you through some hallways, up some elevators, down some other elevators to a room that is a perfect facsimile of your apartment in Cleveland.
At least it's not the house in Dakota.
John
He
actually walks
goes over
up.
the bed. He goes over the bed and checks the mattress. It squeaks like, damn, that you've got the spring right.
And then you hear John's voice as he enters the room and he says, conditions must be replicated as best as possible in order to ensure supernatural communication.
Oh fuck. Am I really? You couldn't have picked one of
Uh,
the actual mediums to do it?
well, we have lots of mediums and a very professional looking woman. So when these agents picked you up, they took your, or when they dropped you off, they took your phones. And a very professional looking woman with sort of shoulder length brown hair in a very nice skirt suit, um, sensible pumps, hands your phones to John, and who then hands them to you. And she also hands a small little circlet to one of the other agents. And the agent kneels down and clips it around your ankle
So I'm
before the woman
time now, John?
backs away.
I didn't kill an agent. I killed
No, but your passenger has been threatening too.
she can be a little impetuous. And he looks at both of them and watches their reaction.
I didn't want to do this,
Sure you
but
did.
she has been wreaking havoc in our systems.
She's
We need to.
5'2".
She's destroying our, quite frankly, our everything. We need to get rid of her and put her at rest.
You don't think I want that?
I know you want it, but the situation has escalated, Jack. We need to find a solution faster than we initially anticipated.
And I guess I'm the best man for the job.
You are here because she is attached to you. We need the best access to her that we can get. I'm sorry, but it's the only way.
He looks at the phones in John's hands. He's like, well, she calls every night. And it sounds like her. It has her memories. But there's no fucking way. I'm not trained for this. I can't go back.
Not a lot of people can. This is new territory for most of us. I suggest you find a way to cope. And that's him. You can tell that that is him trying to not be like a dick about it, but definitely still being a dick about it because he is personally, you know him well enough to know that he is frustrated beyond all hell that his job is forcing him to do this. But he has to maintain that agent composure. So his anger is cracking through, and his language is getting a little
All right, you want me to deal with it? I need a bottle of tequila. Like now.
no tequila, no alcohol,
Bullshit.
no drug.
I know how much vodka you drink, and he looks straight at May's mom. Because it's the only person it could be. He's like, I know how much vodka you drink, Lipinski. Come on.
Pretend you know me. And she walks away.
I should her back to him. Oh, this isn't going to get anywhere, John. You know that, right?
Well, then we'll find that out when we exhaust all the options. Testing begins tomorrow, 8 a.m.
Oh, I can feel the sweats already. You suck, dude.
It's
As
for
he's-
your own good, dude. And then as they like walk away and they shut the door on you, and you hear one lock, but only one.
I know I'm underground because I was counting floors. So that window's not going to go anywhere. And this is Jack kind of like pacing his room. Is everything where it's supposed to be? Or is it just
Yes.
like the furniture?
It's mostly the furniture, but they have omitted anything that could be used as a weapon or as like an improvised escape tool. But like they
So he opens the
uh,
cutlery drawer. It's like nothing except a plastic spoon.
basically. Not even the spork.
Yeah.
And they replicated your clothing, they replicated the furniture, they replicated the favorites on your TV remote.
I think,
Even the sort of
yeah,
oh,
Jack
go
does
ahead.
the cursor. He looks everywhere. He probably finds not as many bugs as there are, but he looks under the lampshade, he checks the alarm clock, all of his charging, like the charger for his cell phone has been dismantled and checked. And
Yeah,
then
you do find a fair amount.
yeah, not all of them are bugs. It's like EMF reader. Fuck is that gonna do?
It's actually kind of going off like a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And he he sits down, he watches the news, um finds one for the local Virginia news, and then goes back to the real Ant channel, knowing it's a spoofed version of Cleveland's uh news, or primary news source, CBC, whatever. um CBS, sorry, CBC's Canada. And then after like 2 or 3 hours, he turns the TV off in the middle of whatever he was watching, sighs, goes over to the one mostly empty bookshelf that he's got, thumbs through some records, and pulls out a John Mellencamp LP. Sets it on the thing, lies down on the bed, feet just hanging off the mattress because he didn't take his shoes off. They took the laces, but they didn't take his shoes. And he just closes his eyes and waits.
So over the course of the next month, you are subjected to every kind of supernatural, psychological, you know, hybrid, any test that you could think that they could think of, they put you through it. Probing your subconscious, scouring your aura, CT scans, blood tests, Rorschach tests, ESP exams, EMF readings, lots of psych evals. And they just don't seem to be getting anything. Other than you still get your daily calls from Diane. And you can tell every time that you see John in that observation room across from you when they're testing you for another ridiculous theory, that John has been losing more and more sleep and is getting more and more frustrated. And you are actually starting to sober up.
At this point, he's, you know, got a good amount of scruff on him. He always was naturally clean shaven. It's not like he'd get the 5 o'clock shadow and it lasts forever. His hair is messy. His skin is pallid, and he's still got the sweats. He's just irritable. One of his eyes has been blackened because he got, escape attempt number 4 didn't go as well as escape attempt number 3 did. And he caught one in the face before really getting anywhere. 5 o'clock somewhere just on his face. And he shuffles over to where he knows the observation window is. And he looks. And he just sort of stares. Still nothing, huh?
You get that look of I'm trying my best and holding my tongue, but we need answers and we're going to get them.
You want to know what the answers are? I'm in Afghanistan. We have an op go south. I shoot a man who took a Predator drone missile to the face. He drops. You send me home. 6 months later, my wife is dead and my house is burned to the fucking ground, and I see her face every night. What more do you want?
You see him leave, or you hear him leave the observation room. And he comes around. You see him open your door after like 10 minutes. It took him a while to get to your level. He comes in, locks the door behind him. I
Wasn't gonna
want my
try this time.
agents.
She's like, I wasn't gonna try this time.
Tell that to my agent who has a black eye.
To be fair, he swung first.
You know what I want? I want my agents to not be in fear every time they come into work. I want my technology to work so we can track actual threats and not be interrupted by a ghost with an agenda. I want my brother in law to not have nightmares every night. I want this nightmare to end.
You still have my phones? She'd
Yeah.
call every night. It wasn't every night at start, but after the Hellmouth, I started getting messages, and it would be on my phone. I don't know how she'd get through. My messages were maxed out. She'd just leave me memories.
There is a knock on your door. And John answers it. It is Alice. You know Alice. You never worked with Alice, but you know that she's in the department. You know she works supernatural technologies.
Probably more by reputation and rumor than anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But soldiers talk, especially when they're bored.
She says permission to come in, and John says permission granted. And he lets her in, and she thinks about sitting on the chair, but then decides against it and looks at you and
I haven't
says,
swum through the leg yet.
"No matter. I prefer to stand."
You were never cut out for field work.
I never desired field work,
Coward.
which
What's
is
she
why I
doing
have a
here?
proposal.
He just cuts her off. What's she here for?
John says, Alice knows someone who you apparently may also know, who can help potentially figure out why this ghost is attached to you. This spirit, this whatever you want to call it, this
My
passenger.
dead wife. Her name was Diane. And he says that with like almost murderous intent.
Diane. Yes. And you could hear like the bruising in his ego and the hurt that he's trying to hide. Because it kills him to say her name too. And Alice speaks up and says, "It's been a long time. I do know someone who is a better medium than basically anyone we have here. I've been watching you, and it's my assessment that we need someone with advanced skills, far more advanced than those that we have here, I have to admit." So,
All the ghost hunters I know are dead. Which is kind of ironic.
oh, she's not a ghost hunter. She just is cursed a little bit.
You're dragging the kid into this?
She is unbelievably gifted. And if there's anyone who can communicate with this rogue entity, it is her. In return, if she can solve our problem, we can solve yours and let you go.
Okay, if you think a easily scared junior can save the world, who am I to? Like, it's not like I get fucking paid to make decisions.
See her jaw like I'll be back. And hopefully we'll have answers. And she leaves the room. And then she pops back in and says, "By the way, it's not Lipinski, it's Hamill." And she walks back out.
Did she do that with you too? The big CIA bullshit. Does she think that actually works on us?
That seems to be her personality more than it is her her job entitlement,
God help her.
but she is the best at what she does.
How is that fair? Okay. I need a drink.
No, you don't.
Do any of your mediums track dreams? Because I'm pretty sure that one needs therapy by this point.
I can recommend someone to her, but look, she is at this time one of our last options. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but we are at our wits' end here. We don't know why or how. My sister is attached to you.
That's two of us. Has she called since?
Not since we took your phones. It's like she knows.
Give me the cheap one, the burner. I'll see what I can do tonight.
He hands you the burner phone that has been in his breast pocket, actually.
You know they're not going to come easy. They don't trust me, let alone Lipinski or whatever her fucking name is now. She used to be cool. Fuck.
You've been away a long time, Jack. Let's just say a lot has changed. Make me a perception notice check.
Gotta check to see what my notice is. I think it's one of the only ones that's at 3. 11.
11. Okay.
Decent.
Yeah, he's really cracking. There is clearly something that he is not telling you, but you know he will not tell you.
Unless I'm able to figure it out. Jack looks to John and hands him the only thing he's allowed to have, water. And he sits down on his bed, wincing when he hits the creaky spring. Has she been calling you too?
Not as much as she's been calling you.
Look, my report regarding the Hellmouth incursion has got a lot of black bars on it. I know, because I didn't write them. There's a weapon. And it left an effect on me. I don't know much about it other than that. But
My bro.
OPSEC, buddy. But you need to know that I've got. Well, I know she's hanging on. She never left me, dude. I saw her face every night. since the Hellmouth, I've seen her with the weapon. I've seen me with the weapon. I've seen the Slayer use the own weapon to carve her fucking heart out. That was not pleasant. But it always ends in death. And you know what they say about death showing up in dreams.
He hangs his head. The unspoken guilt practically dripping from every pore. If it means anything, I really, truly am sorry.
We had 6 months together. That's something.
We're gonna figure this out, Jack. For everybody's safety, including Diane's. She's not happy. It's clear she's not.
He just hangs his head. And looks at the phone. I just miss her so much, dude.
Yeah. That's why we need to get your friend here.
Do you trust Bitchface?
Enough to do her job if she feels threatened.
And before he looks up, looks at the camera in the corner. I'm not doing this for you, Lipinski. He flips open the phone.
As soon as you flip open the phone, there are dozens of voicemails that come flooding in. And John just does that thing where he's like,
Listen, buddy, I'm gonna need a couple of minutes.
well, it's not like they didn't tap your phone.
Would have been
I'll give you an
surprised.
hour.
He hits the phone or selects the one of the voicemails, hits reply, puts the ear to his phone or his phone to his ear.
These messages are how many do you listen to? Like all of them?
He starts with,
John leaves
Yeah.
for he gives you that hour that he said he would.
I think he listens to the oldest one and works his way back.
Okay. So they start out. The last one that you got before you were asked to come to Quantico was a very weird staticky, aggressive one where you could only make out the name John. And then once you start this backlog, it's essentially a lot of the same stuff. It's like she's talking in code almost. She starts to sound a little bit weird and like riddly, and like the things she says doesn't make sense until eventually it's garbly static, and it never sounds malicious, but it gets back to that point where you can't make out anything but the name John. And that's what the most recent voicemail is. It's that garbled, staticky John, static John, John. It always comes back to John.
He's writing notes in cipher, and they're mostly just, how many times she called and shared a story, how many times she called to see how I was doing, and then John, and after a while he starts doing how many spaces, like how many static bursts versus how many times she says John, and he compares it to Morse code.
You make out how do I want to put this? You make out some letters, and they're kind of incoherent. It's missing some vowels, but it's like an H, K, N, W. And that's kind of what you get.
Just HKNW. He thinks it's like,
Make me
yeah,
an intelligence. It'd be knowledge.
intelligence knowledge.
Yeah, intelligence knowledge.
Try it again. That is a 13.
13. That's not bad. You were trained in Morse and stuff, and you were trained in ciphers. You know that this is not a cipher. This is just someone who doesn't speak Morse trying to use Morse and not quite getting all the letters right.
At least she's
But if
better with a
you
tattoo needle.
if you were to guess at the letters that are missing, it sounded like you got the H. The next series kind of sounded maybe like an E. And there's a K, N, and then something. Can't quite get that one. And then the W. And then an S, maybe?
Jack lets out a very long, very slow exhale. And he sits there and he waits for the hour to finish.
As you wait in this last voicemail, you let it run out. You let it play out, basically. You've been going back and re-listening to it to sort of get the Morse in it, but you actually give it a chance to fully play out this time. And it starts with a friendly laugh, and it becomes a hey, I miss you. And then remember when we met? And then
New Orleans. He says New Orleans to himself real quiet.
then she says, wish we could do it again. I'd still tattoo you.
Best night of my life.
Love you.
Miss you so much.
I know. And then the sort of dial tone of like it ends.
He starts to sob quietly.
And that's where we're gonna drop the curtain for tonight.
A far more sobering spot to drop the curtain than last week.
A little bit.
Yeah.
What? No naked men to end this upon? Yeah.
All right, just for you, Jack, your clothes vanish.
Just Jack sobbing alone in a replica of his apartment, sobbing,
Yep.
naked.
Nick.
The true progression.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for being amazing players and letting me continue to traumatize you.
Gonna
I
stay here
promise
in my
it's
hidey hole little corner.
On the train.
Get over here.
Soon, you.
I can't. I can never forget. You're all the way down at the bottom.
I know, right? It's like where?
Wherever you are.
Soon.
I survived Florence. I can handle Cleveland.
yeah, so I apologize for how ridiculous. No, I mean, I genuinely I'm so appreciative that you guys are down with me putting you through all of this shit.
Hey,
For fun,
we did it to
supposedly.
ourselves. You're just playing it out.
Yeah, you guys made choices too. I'm not okay. This is going. We all make choices. Anyway, thank you so much. I know we ended on a very somber note, but it's gonna get better, I promise. Um, and so I want to say thank you, Luna. Thank you, Bat Kyle. Thank you, Mana Queen. And thank you, Bison. Oh my gosh, everybody did such a good job today.
Thank you,
And
producer Kevin.
thank you, producer Kevin. Thank you, everyone in chat. Oh
Thank
my
you.
God, chat was. I didn't even get a chance to read
Yeah.
chat today. And I'm sure it was for the best. And thank you, everyone who watches the VOD and watches on YouTube. Give that like button a press. And hit that subscribe. It's clearly, you liked it. If you made it all the way here, and if you want to see more, you can subscribe. That's what subscribing does. Hit the bell. That does that too. And last but never least, be nice to each other.
And thank you, Chris.
I finally get to say it again.
Chris.
Bye.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.